14th, the 15th century, so Middle Ages, Renaissance, Florence was a city still ruled by the guilds. So in quotes, we can say it was a democratic system of government that had the perfect cultural conditions to develop major arts. In the 15th century, there were families like the Medicis, the Strozzi, and many others who had a court filled with humanists, men of letters, poets, artists. Basically, it's the end of the Renaissance, it's the end of the Florentine Republic, replaced by a dictatorship of the Medici family. The cultural center switches to Rome. In Rome, we have all the great poets, artists, all working for the Pope. And the Medici Grand Dukes, because the Medicis had appointed themselves dukes and Grand Dukes of Tuscany, so they had established this dictatorship. Well, they needed a new expression of power. Basically, they gave a lot of importance to working precious and semi-precious stones. Now, consider that in every court of Europe there was a manufacturer that was giving always prestige to the rulers, and it's easy to arrive to the conclusion that Ferdinand founded this manufacture in Florence, destined to last in time, and it's the manufacture of the Pietra Dura. Consider how the Medici family had two popes, many cardinals, they had two queens of France. So easily we understand that these pieces, tables in mosaic or stone paintings, or how they call them, pitture su pietra, they were easily exported, and all this was immediately linked up to the name and the prestige of the Medici family. Arrived to the end of the 19th century when we have the beginning of the so-called Grand Tour of Europe. Especially a lot of important English people started to travel around Italy, and the mosaic became a prestigious item to buy, to bring back home as a perfect souvenir of a typical manufacture of a place. Quality we mean of the way the work is done. It's very important that you don't see in a mosaic where the pieces are joined together. When I see the interest in knowing about the mosaic, it only opens my heart, because I am a Florentine, I live in Florence, we live on tradition, we live on the past, and this is part of our glorious past. It's really a tradition that goes from father to son. There are very few people doing the mosaic today. Unfortunately, it's really a truth, a sad truth, that it's an art that is probably soon going to die.
These lifelike renditions are not paintings. They're actually made with hundreds of individual stones that are cut and laid so perfectly that you can't even see where two stones meet. It's called Pietra Dura, and it's like painting with stones. Mauro begins each piece by drawing an image on paper. While other artists might then render their visions as an oil painting, Mauro skips this step and goes straight to selecting the stones to represent each stroke of the brush. Mauro has a diverse palette of stones from which to choose, from precious lapislazuli to semi-precious jade, agate, onyx, chalcedony, and many more. He chooses each type of stone labeled in a system of drawers in his studio, and he also keeps a quarry nearby. He transfers the shape he desires onto the selected stone and cuts it by hand, using the same kind of bowed-shaped toothless saw that has been used since the time of the Medicis. Once he has cut the shape from the stone, he then files the edges carefully so that the pieces will fit perfectly next to the other pieces that will surround it. It is his precision and artistry at this step that make the final piece seem so much like a painting.